Hello, a very good morning to you. Many thanks for joining us for Friday edition of Sports Today on ABS TV, and coincidentally, it's Good Friday. And in this season, we say thank you very much once again for being with us all through the morning down to this moment. It's Sports Today, and it happens live. My name is Ike Nwokedi. Well, top on the bill this morning, we will be talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League. The NPFL is set to enter match day 13 across the nation. Also today on the show, we'll be talking about Anambra State Sports Development Commission. Just a few days ago, they gave some grants to athletes, active athletes in the state. We'll talk about that on the show. We'll also be telling you about Marinika, who has left Malawi job as the coach of their male national team. We also have news on Formula One. We'll also talk about tennis news is also in the package today. And then we'll reel out league fixtures across our major leagues in Western Europe. We'll focus on France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and England on the Sports Show, Sports Today on ABS TV. Now, let's ride. Let's start with our first story. Our first story is about Anambra State Sports Development Commission. Well, let's tell you that Patrick Estate Onyedum, the chairman, Anambra State Sports Development Commission, has awarded monthly grants to active athletes who have distinguished themselves in their chosen line of sports. The grant was awarded to 6 athletes, namely Goodluck Fiako, high jump, Ujunwa Wankwo karate, Prince Gadi boxing, Peace Eze shot put, Covenant Isaac kung fu, and Emanuela Obugo swimming. The award ceremony was held on Tuesday, the 4th of February 2023 at the 4th of March, I beg your pardon, at the office of the Anambra State Sports Development Commission chairman's office, with the athletes physically present in the company of the directors at the commission, Faith Okwonna, director of sports, and Emeka Obidimma, director of sports technical, as well as the state kung fu coach, Chief Paul Okechukwu, according to one of the memos with reference number ASSDC/DSD/203/001/4 and dated 4th April 2023. And signed by the chairman, Patrick Estate Onyedum, which reads, I write to inform you that the management of the Anambra State Sports Development Commission has approved that the payment of a monthly training allowance of 20,000 naira to you with effect from the 1st of April 2023. This will serve as encouragement and motivation for your continued performance and representation of the state in national sports festivals and other competitions and championships. Please note that your performance in your sports will be reviewed from time to time, and the allowance will be discontinued whenever you cease to represent the state in future engagements. Congratulations, and please accept our best sporting regards, the memo read. Patrick Estate Onyedum also confirmed that in due course, more athletes will benefit from the noble idea aimed at enhancing, rewarding, and encouraging hard work, commitment, and resilience towards sports participation in Anambra State. So, Patrick Estate Onyedum is trying to actually encourage these athletes to continue to do more. That's talking about the chairman, Anambra State Sports Development Commission, and 6 athletes have benefited from this grant, and more will benefit in due course. That's according to the message from the chairman, Anambra State Sports Development Commission, talking about Honorable Patrick Estate Onyedum, and kudos to him, kudos to what he's doing now in sports in Anambra State, trying to change the narrative. He's been trying to, of course, dot the I's and cross the T's and introduce new ideas as regards taking sports in Anambra State to the next level, and will commend his abilities. Will commend Honorable Patrick Estate Onyedum for what he's doing in sports in Anambra State. Now, let's talk about match day 13 fixtures of the Nigeria Professional Football League. The NPFL makes a return this weekend, and the return will have 10 matches built for this weekend, as shown on your screen. And of course, you know it's the Abridged League of the Nigeria Professional Football League. In Group A, Enyimba International at the Enyimba Stadium will take on Plateau United. Elsewhere, Akwa United will play Nasarawa United at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium. And Bendel Insurance will take on Kwara United out there in Benin. Shooting Stars will take on Lemon Stars at the Lekon Salami Stadium, while Gombe United at the Pantami Stadium will take on El Kanemi Warriors in that's the North-Easter Derby. In Group B, we'll have Lobby Stars at the Aberaku Stadium is expected to welcome Abia Warriors. Wiki Tourists of Bauchi at the ATBS will take on Bayelsa United. Is Dakada FC taking on Doma United. Niger Tornadoes is expected to take on Rivers United, while Sunshine Stars is expected to take on Rangers International. Yes, Rangers International on the road, but next weekend they will be playing at home. Or this time, Rangers is on the road to Sunshine Stars. That's the Akure Township Stadium, and we hope Rangers International will go there and at least fight to get a draw in that match. That will be a more decent result for them and get a point in that one. So we wish the teams out there all the very best this weekend. Our own Rangers International, we hope they go there and get a good result against Sunshine Stars in one of the match day 13 programs of the Nigeria Professional Football League, the NPFL. We'll move away from the NPFL. Let's talk about the Confederation of African Football, and of course the second tier of African football, which is the Confederations Cup. The North African derby pitting Algeria's USM Alger, Morocco's AS FAR will be the highlight of the last 8 fixtures of the total Energies CAF Confederations Cup after the draw was conducted in Cairo on Wednesday night. The quarterfinal draw was conducted by Opoku Nti, a former midfielder for the Black Stars of Ghana, who won the Total Energies CAF Champions League in 1983 with Asante Kotoko before moving to Switzerland to play the rest of his club career. The last 8 fixtures have been scheduled for the last week of April. Within the first leg, matches are set for April 23rd, and the return fixtures a week later. The semis will be played on the 14th and the 21st of May as Nigeria's representative Rivers United faces Yanga of Tanzania. Meanwhile, the final is set to revert to the home and away format and will be played on June 4th and 11th. So Rivers United expected to take on Yanga SC of Tanzania. No disrespect to Yanga SC of Tanzania, but I think this is a match Rivers United can get the better of Yanga Sports of Tanzania and file for a move for a place to get into the semi-finals of the second tier of club football in Africa, which is the CAF Confederations Cup. And we wish Rivers United all the very best. They were in the Champions League. They couldn't get past the group stages, and now they fell towards the second tier of the club football in Africa, the Confed Cup, and seems they are getting their acts right now with a date fixed for the quarterfinal clash against the Yanga FC. So watch out for Rivers United, and we hope they get to the semi-finals of the CAF Confederations Cup. Now let's move away from there. Let's tell you that the Ondo State government has said that it will sell both the Sunshine Stars Football Club and the Sunshine Queens Football Club of Akure to private investors at the end of the ongoing 2022-2023 season. He said that the clubs need to be privatized for proper administration, though they are currently playing at the Nigeria Professional Football League and Nigeria Women Professional Football League. State Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Bamidele Ologunlolowa, disclosed this in an interview with newsmen. He said that both clubs will be sold to the right investors, adding that the government plans to stop 100% funding of the club, and that's the report coming through from Ondas regards the sale of Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queens Football Club. So we don't expect 100% funding from the Ondo State government very shortly as regards Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queens. That's the story coming through from Ondo State. And remember, Rangers International will be playing Sunshine Stars this weekend in the Match Day 13 program of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Back to the NPFL, the Nigeria Professional Football League, a bridge league for the 2022-2023 season. Remo Stars have been docked at 3 points and 3 goals amongst other sanctions imposed on the club by the interim management committee, the IMC, for the assault of a match referee Ndubisi Oka and subsequent disruption of the match day 12 fixture of the Nigeria Premier League, Nigeria Professional Football League, the NPFL, against Gombe United. The match of Sunday, April 2nd, was concluded the next day after the referee was assaulted in the dressing room at halftime as a result of Remo Stars' failure to provide adequate security for the match officials. The IMC, in a summary jurisdiction notice signed by Davison Owumi, the head of operations, said that the sanctions followed the review of findings of the official match report. In the charge, Remo Stars was found in breach of rules B821, B1321, C11, B1352, and for breach of rule B821, which is a failure to adequately secure match officials before, during, and after the match, leading to the assault on one of them. The club was fined 500,000 naira and also directed to pay 250,000 naira to the state officials. And Oka Ndubisi as compensation for what Remo Stars did in that match. That's a huge fine coming through from the league organizers at the IMC too. The club Remo Stars for their actions and inactions. And now to the national team stories are also coming through. Let's tell you that 4 star forwards, Asisata Oshoala and Desire Obaranozie, have arrived in the camp of Nigeria's senior women's national team, the Super Falcons, ahead of the 2 friendly matches in the Turkish city of Antalya. The serial award winner Oshoala has not played for the 9-time African champions since the Women African Cup of Nations finals in Morocco 9 months ago, while barnstorming a performance of Baranozie is linking up with the squad for the first time since the Aisha Buhari Cup tournament in Lagos in September 2021. Also in camp now, goalkeepers Chiamaka Nadozie, Yene Etim, and Yewande Baba Balogun. Defenders will have Onome Ebi, Gloria Obonna, Tosin Demehin. We also have Tofia Imuran, Ashley Promptree. Midfielders are Tony Payne, Christy Uchibe, Ngozi Okobi, Okeohene. We also have Regina Otu, Deborah Abiodun, Halimatu Ayinde, and for forwards we have Esther Okoronkwo, Gift Monday. We also have Rashidat Ajibade and new invitee Vivian Ikechukwu. Only defender Michelle Alozie, and forwards are Jennifer Echegini and Uchenna Kanu, all based in the United States of America. We are still being expected as a Thursday evening in anticipation of that friendlies out there in Antalya. Moving away from that, let's talk about Nigeria players outside the shores of the country. Former FC Barcelona manager Kike Setien is the reason why Samuel Chukwueze has been in good form this season, according to report. This is according to Spanish football pundit Miguel Quintana, after the Nigeria international helped Villarreal CF defeat Real Sociedad by 2-0 in a La Liga clash on Sunday. Samuel Chukwueze scored 11 goals and provided 11 assists for the Yellow Submarine as he enjoyed his best season in Spain. And Setien has been in charge of Villarreal since October 2022, and the 64-year-old tactician has been credited for the West African Stars' form. Samuel Chukwueze, who has scored 4 goals in 27 international games for Nigeria, is contracted to Villarreal until June 2024, we hear. So that's the story about Samuel Chukwueze. A lot of he's now on the spotlight. It's been mirrored and it's been talked about his performance. 11 goals, 11 assists, and no mean feat for the Yellow Submarine, and he continues to work stronger out there for the Yellow Submarine. Sports Today, it is on ABS TV, the Friday edition. Now time for us to go to the African scene and talk about Victor Wanyama. Former Kenyan captain Victor Wanyama is in the news this morning, and let's tell you that Victor Wanyama will not return to the national team until more professionalism is demonstrated by those running football in the country. The midfielder retired from international duty in 2021 but announced details of a potential comeback last December after a meeting with Kenya's sports minister Babu Nawamba. But the ex-Tottenham Hotspur and Southampton star now says there are more details that need to be addressed before he is willing to pull on the red shirt again, despite insisting he hopes to one day play for the Harambee Stars again. Kenya have had 7 coaches in 7 years, with Turkish Engin Firet, the current man in the hot seat, and Wayama says that the constant churn has been a source of frustration we hear. And away from Kenya, let's go to Malawi and talk about Malawi football. In Malawi, Malawi are hunting for a new coach. Yes, Malawi are hunting for a new coach after announcing that Mario Marinika's contract will not be renewed, according to reports are coming through. Yes, the contract of the present coach of Malawi, who has some severe touts, will not be renewed. The announcement comes just days after the Romanian hit out at Malawi fans are following a 4-0 defeat to Egypt in Lilongwe, claiming that we are more interested in supporting the Pharaohs as superstars than the home players. That defeat means Malawi now only have a slim chance of reaching next year's African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. At the previous tournament in Cameroon, Marinika, who initially took over as technical director in November 2021, guided the Flames to the last 16 for the first time in the country's history, where they were beaten by 2-1 by Morocco, we hear. Sports Today on ABS TV. We'll take a short break. When we'll come back on the show, we'll tell you about Formula One. We'll tell you what's happening there. Also, Rafael Nadal is in the news, and we'll have some football news, and then league fixtures of matches across Western Europe after this short time out. We'll be right back.
Great news for Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS audience. You can now watch ABS television through any of these ways.
Buy a terrestrial antenna and connect to your television. Search ABS Channel 24 Oka or ABS Channel 27 Onitsha. Install StarTimes cable decoder and search ABS Channel 113. Install Metro Digital cable decoder and search ABS Channel 29.
Watch ABS TV on your smart TV or smartphone by downloading Anambra Broadcasting Service app on Google Play Store. Also watch via ABS Facebook page at ABS Radio Television and ABS YouTube page at ABS Television Oka.
ABS TV is now also on satellite. You can watch us from anywhere in Nigeria and other African countries. Simply install ViewSat TV decoder or any other free-to-air decoder and tune into channel 0031.
Whichever option you choose, stay abreast of breaking news, documentaries, children's shows, talk shows, comedy, sports, movies, and lots more on your darling TV station.
For adverts and program sponsorship, contact 0803 388 8526 or 0806 883 9902.
ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
I'm glad to know you could join us for the second half of the show, Sports Today on ABS TV, the Friday edition. In the first half, we told you about the Anambra State Sports Development Commission, how they awarded grants to active athletes in the state. We also reeled out match day 13 fixtures of the Nigeria Professional Football League, the NPFL. We told you about the fine, the heavy fine from the Interim Management Committee of the NPFL on Remo Stars Football Club, and we equally talked about Ondo State government and the Sports Commission saying that they are going to sell Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queens from next season. They will sell to the right investor, and they don't want 100% investment from the government again. That's the stories are trending there on the show, and those were the things that we told you in the first half of the show. On the African scene, we told you about Victor Wanyama. We equally told you about the situation in Malawi as regards their search for a new coach for their national football team. Now we move to Formula One. In Formula One, Australian Grand Prix organizers have promised to investigate after fans invaded the track before Sunday's race had officially finished. Footage has showed a large group of 131,000 strong crowd squeezing through barriers and climbing fences just meters from speeding cars. And the sports governing body, the FIA, said the incident was a serious breach of a Sporting Code. Australian Grand Prix Corporation Chief Executive Andrew Westacott has said that the outcome of the Melbourne's Albert Park could have been horrific. The FIA said security measures and the protocols which were expected to be in place for the event were not enforced, resulting in an unsafe environment for the spectators, drivers, and race officials. It has demanded that organizers urgently present a formal remediation plan. We hear. And away from Formula One, let's talk about tennis. Rafael Nadal is in the news this morning. Rafael Nadal, defending champion Rafael Nadal, remains a doubter for the French Open. That's the second Grand Slam of the year after pulling out of next week's Monte Carlo Masters with an ongoing hip injury. The Spanish world number 14 has won the tournament in Monaco 11 times, but is not fit to return to action. The 36-year-old has not played since his straight set second round defeat by American Mackenzie McDonald at the Australian Open in January. And world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz is also out of Monte Carlo through injury. The Spaniard, who is chasing Novak Djokovic for the number 1 ranking, has hand and back problems, and that this is most likely to rule him out for the French Open, which is expected to commence anytime shortly. And now to some football news. Well, let's tell you that Frank Lampard says he will focus on the job in hand, and after being named Chelsea's caretaker manager, rather than trying to land the role of full-time. Yes, it's been confirmed that Frank Lampard is now the coach of Chelsea, though in interim capacity until the end of the season. Lampard has completed a surprise return to Chelsea for the rest of the season, replacing the sacked Graham Potter, and the club has said Lampard will take charge while they carry out an exhaustive process to find a permanent boss. I remember Frank Lampard at some point was in charge of Everton. He was sacked there, but right now he has returned to the club where he played his professional football career, and this is as a remedy situation for Chelsea to come out of their bad state, the current state that they are right now, which is not good for their football. So we'll be watching out for that one. Frank Lampard now officially confirmed as the coach of Chelsea Football Club of England. And now time for us to check out the league fixtures across Western Europe. Before we jet on the show this morning, let's start with France. Lens is expected to take on Strasbourg today. This match is a Friday night fixture, and tomorrow their matches are lined up, and the French Ligue will have Angers expected to take on Lyon. Nice will host PSG. Lyon is at home to Rennes, and Ajaccio will take on Auxerre. Montpellier will host Toulouse. Reims will host Brest. Troyes is at home to Clermont-Foot. Elsewhere, we'll have Nantes taking on Monaco, and Lorient is expected to take on Olympique Marseille. Moving on to Germany. In Germany, Augsburg will host FC Cologne. That match is expected to hold tonight. Bayer Leverkusen at the Bay Arena is at home to Eintracht Frankfurt, and Borussia Dortmund will host Union Berlin. Freiburg will entertain Bayern Munich. Mainz is at home to Werder Bremen in their match, and Hertha Berlin will take on RB Leipzig. Elsewhere is Borussia Mönchengladbach at home to Wolfsburg, while Bochum will welcome VfB Stuttgart, and Hoffenheim will take on Schalke 04. Those are the fixtures you are seeing on your screen right now. That's for the German Bundesliga. Let's move to Italy. Italy is next. Italy, it is called the Serie A, and the winners, when you win the league, it is being said a club that won the league has won the Scudetto. Now in Italy, for Friday night, there are 3 matches built for tonight. I will have Salernitana expected to take on Inter Milan. Internazionale. Lecce is at home to Napoli. AC Milan will host Empoli, and on Saturday, watch out for Udinese playing host to Monza. Spezia is on the road to Fiorentina. Bologna will also travel to Atalanta. Sampdoria will host Cremonese. Torino will entertain AS Roma. Verona is at home to Sassuolo, and Cremonese will play against Empoli, and Cremonese is hosting that one. In Spain, let's go to Spain right now, known as the La Liga Santander. In Spain, As you can see now on your screen, Sevilla will take on Celta Vigo tonight. On Saturday, Osasuna will host Elche. Espanyol is at home to Athletic Bilbao. Real Sociedad will take on Getafe. Real Madrid will host Villarreal. Samuel Chukwueze and Villarreal. Real Valladolid is at home to Real Mallorca. Real Betis will take on Cadiz. Almeria is at home to Valencia, and Rayo Vallecano will take on Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona is expected to take on Girona. Those are the matches that will be played in the Spanish La Liga. And now we'll go to England, the Premier League in England. Action returns in the Premier League in England. We'll have the early kickoff at 12:30 for tomorrow. Manchester United is expected to take on Everton. 12:30 the kickoff for that one. For other 3 p.m. kickoff, we'll have Brentford, Newcastle, and Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Molineux will take on Chelsea. Also tomorrow, Leicester City is at home to Bournemouth at the King Power Stadium. They have an interim manager after sacking their coach, Brendan Rodgers. Leeds United will host Crystal Palace at the Elland Road. Aston Villa at the Villa Park will take on Nottingham Forest. Fulham at the Craven Cottage will host West Ham United. Tottenham Hotspur will play Brighton and Hove Albion. And Southampton at the St. Mary's will take on Manchester City by 5:30 Nigerian time. There is one match on Sunday, the game between Liverpool and Arsenal. It is the star match for this weekend. Liverpool-Arsenal by 4:30, and the title chase continues with 9 matches to go, and all eyes are now on Arsenal and Manchester City, with Arsenal leading with 8 solid points right now above Manchester City, though Manchester City still has a game in hand, but all to play for in the league with 9 matches to go. It could still go anywhere with still tough fixtures for Arsenal. They still have games lined up. They still have Liverpool to play. They still have Man City away from home, Chelsea to play also, Newcastle United to play. So it's still tough, but it's about Arsenal showing resilience to see if they can push this over the line and win the league for the first time in 19 years. It's looking like Arsenal may do it. Just lost only 3 matches this season to Manchester United, Everton, and I think Manchester City. So Arsenal are in cruise control and getting their acts right under Mikel Arteta. So let's see if they can continue to trust the process under Arteta and get the league over the line. Well, on that note, that's a size off on the show Sports Today on ABS TV. Thank you very much for being part of the Friday edition. We'll be back here on Monday for another episode. My name is Ike Nwokede. Have a lovely weekend, but keep sporting and happy Easter in advance. Bye-bye now.